Hi, this is Bill. So in this demo, I'll be showing you about client scripts. And to follow along, you would have already created your own developer instance or PDI. So I have shared the link under the description to guide you on how to create a personal developer instance. So now client scripts is basically part of the platform capability, and you will find it under system definition, client scripts. So as we drill down, we'll show you on the right all the client scripts inside the platform. So let us focus on the client script which is being implemented under the incident, right? So now we could basically show matching, so meaning all the client scripts inside the incident. And this is one way of finding out what are the client scripts under this module. Or we could basically go to the incident module itself and go to the all open incidents, drill to one of the forms. And as we drill on the form, right, you could basically go to the context menu, configure, let's do that again, configure, and drilling down to client scripts. So basically, before I drill down to the client scripts, what we'll be showing you is client scripts manages and controls the client behavior of the form, right? So one of the prerequisites of learning scripting in ServiceNow is knowing JavaScript, right? So in client scripts, you have the client side, which is the form, and the accompanied JavaScript rules that you will be implementing for this form. And your familiarity with the document object model and JavaScript will help and assist you in to be successful in understanding ServiceNow client script. So I'll give you an example what I meant. So as we drill down, we go to configure and move to client scripts. These are all the client scripts under the incident module. And what it does is basically it gives you the ability to implement the different JavaScript objects like alerts, console, JavaScript functions, and so on. And in combination of ServiceNow JavaScript framework, right? So it has its own library as I'm about to show you. But first, let us name this client script as sample client script. So as you build a client script, basically, the naming convention has to be correct based on its purpose. So you saw some out-of-the-box examples already under the incident module. Now, as you can see, it's pointed to a table or a module because in this example, the incident module has an incident form, and that is the document object model where the client-side script is basically going to manipulate. And as we move forward, the UI type has few types, right? So we have the desktop, mobile, and so on. And right now we're going to click all. And as we move forward, you have the trigger points or events, right? So what it's saying is like on this module or form, on this incident form, once this event is triggered, right, then do the script, right? So eventually, your background on JavaScript, like this trigger events like onCellEdit, onChange are web page behaviors, right? So when we say onCellEdit, so it can be, it is the field in an incident form, right? onChange, then following onLoad of a page or onSubmit of a button, as you can see on the upper right. So as we move forward, we will choose onLoad in this example. And as you see that, it will basically change the functionality or the structure of the script because it's going to call the onLoad function. And what you're seeing now here that script pane, this is called the script editor in ServiceNow, where you can do some activities. And before I do that, because this is client script, it has the ability to call the alert functions and other JavaScript objects, right? So let's say alerts. So what's saying on this incident form, onLoad, while after onLoad, then this script is going to happen. So let me show you that. So I think I misspelled alert there. Then let's say client script has been loaded. So let's start simple, right? Let's make sure the spelling is correct, right? And right click and save. Now let's move to the incident form, right? And what we're trying to expect here is like on the load of the page of the incident form, then this script is going to run. Now let's go to the history or save us from navigating around and go to the incident form. And now you saw that this is the alert that we have just created. Now let's go back and add more scripts, right, to this client script, right? So let's go back to the sample client script. And as we go back, let one of the examples is like G underscore form, which is part of the G underscore form, which is part of ServiceNow JavaScript framework. So this object basically, as you press dot, will have the different capabilities, right? So onLoad, the alert will run, and let's have an info message. So as we open the parentheses, it will provide information, right, on what the functionality does. And the return parameters, and eventually right now is void and what you need to answer, right? So the message is type string. So let's type a message, right? And let's do, since string is double quotes, right? So this is sample add info message. So we are eventually just talking about the technology. The use cases is more on depends on what process you're trying to solve, right? And let us add more capability. So as you can see here, right? So I'm going to give you an example how the script editor basically works. So I've made it in purposely indented, and what I can do is like by pressing this format code, then automatically it will make sure that your code is readable. And of course, it has some comment shortcuts as well. By highlighting, you could press this one and toggle comment and untoggle the comment. You could search from your code, right, by using this search button. And of course, you can make it bigger, right, or smaller, depending, because if you have thousands of hundreds of lines of code already, then it's more practical to basically more viewable. Now I could basically save it, and I could also check the correctness of the syntax by pressing this button. And one of the recommendations I'd like to share with you is by just highlighting and right clicking, then it will take you to the ServiceNow documentation. And as you can see on the top left, it's saying client type, right? If I open it, there are some guidance already that's giving you. So we have the client, and you have integrations, and also the server side. And as we scroll down, we are on the GlideForm, right? So because we're on type client, so all of this is basically client side objects, right? And it will give you all the necessary information needed. So since we are on the GlideForm at the moment, so it has taken us to this parameter. So ServiceNow is making our life easy on how to basically use the GlideForm object. So now as an example, we can use this and copy. Let's copy it and go back, and let's basically paste it, right? So now we paste it, right? So to give you more information, G underscore form, and if we say add decoration, so it will give you information how it's basically implemented and what it does, right? So since this is also JavaScript, let us also use try catch, right? So let's try catch also works here. So let's do a manual typing at the moment, and do a catch, right? And make sure that we're doing it correctly, right? And as we do that, let's copy the script that we have created, put inside, and paste it. Make sure it is indented, right? And toggle the syntax, right? And you could add more information, or if needed be for debug, if you would like to catch an error, So your skills on JavaScript will basically work here as well. Okay, so since we are looking to catch the error, right? So let's have g underscore form dot add error message, right? So let's open and it says pass a string, then it returns nothing, right? So let's say this is an error from the form, right? And let's basically concatenate that and add the error, right? And pass the error from the functionality of try catch. And let's have a look how this basically behaves. So we have a add info message, and we also had an add decoration, and the caller underscore ID is a variable name, and we are providing a decoration on this field. And this will happen right upon onload under the incident form. So let's do that. Let's go to the incidents form and see how it behaved. Right, so I think I overdone it. So let's go back and go to the script, and you can see that the alert has been implemented. Press OK, and you see that the add info message is there, and now we also have the declaration. So it's quite powerful client script. You could basically manipulate and manage the document object model, and I suggest having a look on the documentation of ServiceNow, which I just showed you, to give you a picture on how the client-side scripting works in combination of the JavaScript objects. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you on my next video.